Hi everyone, my name's Kate Kalthoff and welcome to a brand new Stampin' Up! 2017 annual catalog. I am excited to share this video with you. We are going to make a very cute card. It is made with the Happy Birthday Gorgeous bundle. You can see I'm sort of staying with my clean and simple and elegant look. This is the outside panel, quite a bit of embossing on here and using the Big Shot machine. And then this is the inside panel, just sweet and simple with just a little burst of color in the tassel there on the balloon. And the stamp set, as I mentioned, is Happy Birthday Gorgeous. It's part of the Foil Frenzy product suite. Now, one thing I want to share with you is even though I'm not using the Foil Frenzy Specialty Designer Series paper, I do feel the need to show it with you. And also this gives me a chance to promote to you my Stampin' Up! Perfect paper shares that I do through my Stamping to Share blog. So these are the paper packs. You can see that I break the packs up into 6x6 pieces, except for these first three. These are already cut into 6x6 pieces. This is our 6x6 paper stacks in the Color Theory, the Petal Garden, and the Wood Textures. And so then we move on into our regular Designer Series paper with Stampin' Up!, the Be Merry, the Birthday Memories product suite, the Coffee Break, Delightful Daisy, Natural Eclectic, Pick a Pattern, and Whole Lot of Lovely. And then the next set of papers in my Perfect Paper Share is Bundle of Love Specialty Designer Series paper, Eastern Palace Specialty Designer Series paper, Just Add Colors Specialty Designer Series paper, and the one I'd like to share with you, which we finally get to, is the Foil Frenzy Specialty Designer Series paper. So let me just show you this real quick because you cannot tell by looking in the catalog just how gorgeous this paper is. So look at this shine and shimmer. All of these papers are nice and sturdy. They're going to be beautiful for making into bags and boxes and beautiful cards. These are some I just got in yesterday, and so I've broken this pack up into sets of 4 so that I can share them in my Perfect Product Share. So this will include 12 different designs, and you can see we have it in the Berry Burst, the Tangerine Tango, here's Lemon Lime Twist, and then we also have it in this color, which is Pool Party. And so I'm just going to quickly go through so you can just see how fun and gorgeous this pack is. So you get 12 different designs, which is really cool, and I love that. And of course that translates into 12 papers in your product share for this particular paper pack. So my product share is priced at $30, and if you need it shipped to you, you just pay $6 extra, and you will get 107 pieces of paper, a little selection of everything that we have in the catalog, and plus in our Eastern Palace specialty paper, you'll get 2 3x6 sheets. So thank you very much for letting me share that with you, because I know I have a lot of customers that have ordered it, a lot of people that frequent my blog have ordered it, and I wanted to give you the chance to order it as well. So just head on over to my blog to get all the details on that. Now let's go ahead and make this card. Here it is, and we are going to start with a card base that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is our thick Whisper White, so it's nice and sturdy. It will hold a lot of layers without buckling. And so we're just going to fold this along the score line, and then I'm going to give it a nice press with the Stampin' Up! Bone folder. Then the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and stamp our inside panel. So I have this ready to go. I'm just going to open this up, and I have my block. One nice thing about photopolymer stamp sets, this is actually what the stamp set looks like if you'd like to get a closer look. But one of the nice things about a photopolymer stamp set is that it is see-through, so you can see exactly where it's going on your paper. We are going to ink it up with a black ink that works very well with photopolymer, and it's our Tuxedo Black Memento ink. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this right here. Now when you are using photopolymer stamps, it's a good idea to use a stamp mat or a mouse pad or something else to give you just a little bit of cushion, since these photopolymer stamps do not have built-in cushion like our Clearmount do. And now I'm just going to take a Berry Burst marker. This is one of our new in color markers from Stampin' Up. And I'm just going to draw a little bow here and then some little strings coming down from there. So that's just a little tiny bit of color on the inside panel of our card. Now the next thing we're going to do is start layering up. So the first layer that we need to work with is basic black. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and I did take this and I ran it through the Big Shot machine. Now you wouldn't have to do this because you don't see that much of the black layer on this card, but I think it just raises the elegance level if you do take the extra time to do this. And so I ran it through the Big Shot machine with the Seaside embossing folder, and so it gives you some kind of a sort of like a wavy pattern, but we're going to use the deboss side on our card. So I'm going to go ahead and take some multi-purpose liquid glue, and I like the multi-purpose liquid glue when attaching my layers with either to thick Whisper White or to my regular cardstocks, and especially with my emboss panels, because I know the glue is going to really hold that well. And sometimes if you use snail or something like that on an embossed panel, it doesn't get into all those crevices, and then after a bit it might fall apart on you. All right, the important thing to remember is to burnish it well, and this is burnishing, just running your finger over the top wherever your glue lines are or wherever your adhesive might be. So we have this ready. Now we are going to start layering a Berry Burst panel. So let me show you the setup I did on my Big Shot machine. I started with my magnetic platform, then of course my cut plate, and then our bundle includes not only the stamp set, but the bundle also includes this happy birthday script in a cutout form. And so this is beautiful. So I went ahead, and when you do this, you want to make sure that you keep your script die cut sort of to the top of your paper panel, because we're actually using that same paper panel on our card. And so let me go ahead and pull this away. And here's what it looks like. And we have, you know what, I didn't even tell you the measurements for that. It's 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And then of course you're going to run that through the Big Shot machine. Again, remembering to keep a nice open space down here and keep your cutout towards the top of the card. So since I have this ready to go, I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of ribbon on the bottom. So this is our natural trim. It's our silver natural trim. And so we're just going to go ahead and cut a little bit off here and then attach that with some tape. And so I've got some Scotch tape here, one of my favorite adhesives. If you've followed any of my videos, you know that I love to do ribbon wraps, and I'm always a little bit insecure about attaching that ribbon with snail. I know many demonstrators do, but I'm always just kind of a little bit worried that it might come off, and so I just like to use Scotch tape with my ribbon wraps. So I've just wrapped this around to the back, and now I'm just going to go ahead and put a bow on here. So I went ahead, I made a bow in advance. This is what it looks like. I just put it on glue dot, and then we can go ahead and glue dot this right here on the right hand side of this panel. I think we can go ahead and just glue this down to our wavy black panel here. So I'm going to take some multi-purpose liquid glue again. We're just going to do a nice line all the way around, and then we can just center this in on our black piece. So I'll just center that in, and I love how there's just a nice edge to this. So you've got your white layer, your black layer, and then you have your Berry Burst layer. So just try to make sure that's all even. One of the nice things, again, about using glue is you have that little bit of wiggle room to make sure everything looks perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and see what the next step is. What we need to do is we need to grab that cutout, and I'm going to use my Big Shot Stampin' Up! Die brush, and I just have it in an old paper pumpkin box. I'm going to take my die brush, and I'm just going to press straight down. And once I've done that, we should be able to remove this fairly easily here from our paper. And look at how all this paper just falls out. Just a couple of little tiny ones that we need to work with here. All right, that looks good. So let me put this aside, and then we can go ahead and glue that down onto a blue panel. So let me show you that blue panel. We need to stamp that too and run this through the embossing machine as well. So this is 3.5 by 3 3/4. Now I made this a thin 3.5 by 3 3/4, which means I kept it just a tiny bit under 3.5 and 3 3/4. That way, what I'm going for here is a really skinny layer above my berry burst panel. And so let me go ahead now and do the stamping on this. So I'm going to bring in my stamp mat again. And again, we're going to use Tuxedo Black ink. I've got Make-A-Wish. We're going to stamp this right down here in the bottom right-hand corner. Then what we want to do is we want to take this to the Big Shot machine, which I did do in advance for you. And using the Softly Falling folder with Stampin' Up, I went ahead and put all those cute little dots on there. And so now we can just go ahead and glue this happy birthday right onto here. So again, I'm going to use my favorite glue here, which is our multi-purpose liquid glue. And you do not need to worry about getting this everywhere. You just want to hit a few of the pieces here. All right, you can see that I've just added a little bit of glue here and there. I kept it pretty sparing because we don't want the glue oozing out. But if you have it glued down in, say, 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 places, it will stay. It doesn't need to be all over. And so we're just going to set that down onto this panel. And look at that, it's ready to go onto our card. So this is going to go onto our card with dimensionals. And as you can see, I went ahead, I used 5 dimensionals. We'll bring our card into the picture here. And we're going to set this so that we have that nice skinny layer, even at the top and on both sides. So we'll set that in. And our card is done. So here is the card I just did. Here is the card I had done in advance. I truly hope you've enjoyed this video tutorial using the new Happy Birthday Gorgeous bundle. Have a great day. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order, be sure to visit my blog. And you can also visit my blog to learn more about my Stamping to Share Perfect Paper Shares. Have a great day. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.